Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Do me a favor before we get started. I need you to hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. How is everyone? Doing okay out there? All right. Tap in and let me know you're doing okay. All right. So today we're going to talk about business funding and 5 things to avoid when it comes to business funding. All right. So, one thing that they look at, but before we do that, we're going to talk about why get business funding in the first place, right? Because a lot of people have this thinking: what do I need business funding for? I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm not trying to get into more debt. Anybody think like that? Okay, some people grew up in the world of go to school, get a job. Other people grew up in the world of starting a business. So we got two different worlds here. So over here in this business world, people get business funding because there's a little bit of shift in the mindset. And the mindset is that you use debt to build wealth. So you use debt to build wealth. A little bit of shift here, right? So hence this world of business funding. So you get the shift in the mindset. Then you got to figure out how to get the funding, right? We got all these hurdles here. Got all these hurdles. We got the mind shift hurdle. Okay, we crossed that one. How many crossed that one? Okay, now you got to figure out how to get business funding. And of course, there are people out here, they already are there, right? But they're not going to share any of that information with you. All right. So here we go. These are 5 things to avoid when it comes to business funding. So, what's one major thing they look at? Debt to income ratio. So, generally, people that already have money, those are the people they're giving the funding to, people that don't need it. All right. So, they're looking at the debt to income ratio. How much debt do you have in comparison to how much income that you have? And usually, people that don't have a lot of money, they have a lot of debt and a little income, right? So that's what they look at, debt to income ratio. Why? Because the people that have money, they have a lot of debt. I mean, they have a lot of income and a lot of income, little debt. So anyway, that's what one thing they're looking at, debt to income ratio. How much debt do you have? And what is that in comparison to how much income you have? So that goes to show you that getting the debt down is important, working on getting that debt down. Biden helped out a lot of people through paying off student loans. So he helped a lot of people. DTI, work on getting that debt down and then getting that income up. So instead of just depending on a job, what are some other ways that you can make money? You can make money in more ways than just a job. So let's figure that out. What are some other ways that you can make money besides a job? Job is good now. We're grateful for the jobs, right? But got to figure this thing out. There's more to life than getting up and going to a job every day. So that's the one thing they look at, your debt to income ratio. Getting that debt down, getting that income up. Number one, DTI. What's your DTI? So even if you have a good credit score, when it comes to business funding, they're looking at how much debt they got. Okay, this credit score is good, but what's the debt looking like? What is the delinquency looking at? Like, is there a lot of delinquencies? They're looking at the record. What is that record saying? DTI. Number 2, personal and business credit. Getting that personal credit in shape. So the standard score they're looking for is 680. Getting that personal credit in shape. How do you get the credit score up? Pay off that credit card. Of course, there's more to it, but bottom line, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at that credit card and how much is on that credit card. Of course, you don't want to pay it all off because then they're going to close the card. So you're going to leave a little bit on there. But getting that personal credit in shape, 680 or higher. And then business credit. How many of you have business credit? All right. Business credit, business trade lines. So that's another step in the world of business. So they're looking at DTI. Then they're looking at your personal credit. What's your personal credit doing? And then they're looking at your business credit. What is your business credit doing? All right. Let's see. Number 3, staying away from the wrong kind of business funding. Staying away from the wrong kind of business funding. So the wrong kind of business funding would be like cash advance loans, where you have to pay it back within 6 to 24 months. So staying away from cash advance loans. So generally looking for the 0% interest credit cards, business credit cards. So that's the recommended thing. The 0% interest credit cards. Reason being is that the monthly payments are going to be lower and you pay them back within a reasonable time frame, as opposed to these cash advance loans where you would have a huge amount of money due and you need to pay it back immediately, like 6 to 24 months. Right? So staying away from the wrong types of business funding. Stay away from cash advance loans. And what is preferred is 0% interest credit cards. All right, so DTI, working on getting that debt down, figuring out how else can you make money besides a job. Credit, getting that personal credit together, and business credit. Staying away from the wrong types of business funding. Then knowing what the banks are looking for. So the banks, they're looking for money in your business bank account. So you may have a business bank account, but there's no money in it. Why? Because maybe it's a brand new business. So they take stated income. So knowing what do they want this business to be making before you apply. And you might be able to see that on the application. How much money do they want this business to be making on a monthly basis? So kind of know in advance what the bank is looking for before you fill out the application. They're looking for your business to be making a certain amount of money before they approve this business funding. So that goes to back what I was saying earlier. They give money to people that don't need the money, right? People that need the money are businesses that aren't making any money. But they give the funding to businesses that make a certain amount of money. So know ahead of time, what is that money that they want your business to be making before they fund you? And they have those rules. Go check it out and see what that number is. Right? DTI, personal and business credit. Stay away from the wrong type of business funding. Know what the banks are looking for before you apply, and then know how to deploy the funds when you get them, right? So you're using the funds to buy assets, right? And then the assets is going to pay back that credit card. So you can get business credit cards, and then they also have what is called a business line of credit. When it comes to the business credit cards, a good strategy to follow is take a full 30 days and, like the kids would say, just go ham on applying within that 30-day window period. And that way you can protect your credit, right? So you do it all within that 30 days so that you don't mess up your credit score. Because when it comes to the credit score, they're looking at um, how many times are you applying for things, right? And if you do it all within that 30-day window, it counts against you less, right? So being mindful of that, of the time frame that you're applying. All right. Business credit cards. They also have a business line of credit. Business line of credit. And so business line of credit, this is for people who have been in business for a while and you have statements, right? So they want to see orderly, organized statements for business line of credit, which is different from the business credit card. So you can get business credit cards, or you can get business lines of credit, or you can get both. So with business lines of credit, they're going to be asking for profit and loss statements. So you got to have some organization with this. They're going to be asking for profit and loss statements. They're going to be asking for a personal financial statement. And then they're going to be asking for a debt schedule. And a debt schedule is where you list every credit card, interest rate, limits, amounts, and terms. All right. So those are 5 things to kind of look out for when it comes to applying for business funding. So just keep those things in mind and take one step at a time, one step at a time. And then remember that 30-day window when you get ready to apply. All right. This is to keep your good credit. All right. Because what happens is when you're applying for things, say, for example, you don't do it in that 30-day window. Say you're going to do it whenever you feel like it, and you're going to take like the whole year to do it. So you apply in February, that's dinging your credit. Then March, that's another ding, another ding, 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 ding. And then you're just messing up your credit because you're taking out all of these applications, right? So just be mindful of that 30-day window when you're ready, when you are ready. All right. But for now, one step at a time. All right. Um, I would say the first step would be personal credit. If it's not at 680, figuring out how to get it to 680 or even higher, 700. That would be the first step. Then after that, move on to this business credit. and keeping in mind that they want to know that you're making actual money. And you have to put that number on the application. How much money is this business making? So being mindful of that. And they take stated income. All right. So do me a favor before you leave. I need for you to hit that like button. What that does, it helps the channel. It helps me. It supports me. If you are not a subscriber, I need for you to do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. If you made it this far in the video, type in the words real estate. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. Everyone, keep going. All right. I will see you next time. Bye. Bye for now.